Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting a new Python visualization series using the same dataset we used in the last video. And instead of creating charts, we're going to answer real business questions and use Python to visualize the answer. And for today's question, how many of our orders were returned compared with orders that were not returned? We're going to start with raw numbers, build a basic bar chart, and then turn it into a polished, colorful visualization, step by step. And if you want to follow along, I linked the dataset in the description below. I've also linked the first video where we cleaned this dataset, along with my other video, step by step on how to set up Python and Jupyter Notebook. So if you're ready, let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and start where we left off. So now that we have our clean dataset, we can go ahead and visualize it. So I'm going to go to File, New File, click on Jupyter Notebook, and now we have our Jupyter Notebook ready. I want to create a markdown first. So now it says empty markdown cell, double click or press enter or edit. So I'm going to press enter and I'm going to go ahead and put my number sign, because the more number signs you have, the lower the text goes. So with one number sign, it's going to be the larger text. And I'm going to put part 1, import our libraries. I do Control Enter to run that cell. Now under this, I'm going to put a code. So I'm going to start importing 3 libraries. So first we have pandas as PD. Pandas is what we're using to work with our data set. Next we have matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Matplotlib is one of the main Python libraries used for creating visualizations. And finally, Seaborn as SNS. So Seaborn works with Matplotlib, but it makes it much easier to create some really nice looking statistical visualizations. You're going to notice today that we'll actually use both Matplotlib and Seaborn together. That's really common in Python data analysis. So let's run this cell. So if you don't get an error, we are ready to move on. Now part 2. So we're going to create a markdown. Control Enter. Part 2, we're going to load the cleaned data set. So this is the same data set we created in our last video. So once we did the raw data set, we cleaned it and saved it as python_data_analytics_cleaned.csv. So here I'm using the pd.read_csv because we're working with a CSV file, and I'm saving everything inside a data frame, which is called df. Then I'm using df.head to display the first 5 rows of the dataset. So now let's run this. Now we're able to view our dataset. Everything looks nice and clean. There's no NaNs. We have our column names, which is order ID, order date, customer type, region, state, product, category, quantity. We have our unit price. Here's our discount, sales channel, method of payment, shipping method, return, customer rating, gross revenue, revenue, and month. So we have plenty of information here that we can actually analyze. And again, since our data set is cleaned up and ready to go, we can jump right into visualization. So I'm going to create my markdown. So I can put a note here. So we are going to set our visual style. So before we create our first chart, I'm going to set a few visual defaults. The first line, that sns.set_theme, this gives our charts a clean white background with light grid lines. And then this line right here, this sets our default chart size. So I'm going to be using 10 by 6. And then I'm slightly increasing the default font size. None of this changes our data. So we're simply making our charts easier to read and a little more polished. So let's go ahead and run this. Now we're ready for our first question. So we're going to start very simple. Before we build anything complicated, let's answer a straightforward question. How many of our orders were returned compared with orders that were not returned? We already have a column in our data set called returned. So let's first count those values. So here I'm selecting the return column. Then I'm using the values counts. This counts how many times every unique value appears. So if our column contains yes and no, Python will count how many orders fall into each group. So I'm storing that result inside the variable called return_counts. So let's go ahead and run this. You can see we have 11,350 no's and 1,000 yes. These are our return values. Now we can immediately see the counts, but this is still just numbers. So let's make this easier to understand visually. So I'm using reset index to convert our results back into a regular data frame. Then I'm renaming the columns. So the first column will be returned and the second column will be orders. So let's go ahead and run this. So now our data is in a really nice format for creating a chart. So now we're using the Seaborn's bar plot, that SNS bar plot. So we're telling Seaborn to use our return counts, which is our x-axis, and our orders for our y-axis. Then we want to run the plt.show. We'll display the visual. So we'll go ahead and run this. And there we go. This chart technically works. We can always compare return orders with non-return orders, but it's pretty basic. So let's make it look much better. So in step 4, we're going to add some color. So first I'm creating a figure, so that fig size, to 7 inches wide and 5 inches tall. Then notice that I'm storing our bar chart inside a variable called AX. We'll use that in just a minute. I also added who, H-U-E, equals returned. So that lets Seaborn apply a different color to each return category. Then instead of using one of Seaborn's built-in palettes, I'm actually giving Python my own colors. This green and reddish color combination makes the two groups very easy to distinguish. And I set the legend to false because we don't need a legend. We can already see yes and no values on the x-axis. So we'll go ahead and run this. All right, so us adding some color makes it look a lot better than this basic blue. But let's make it look better. So I'll create a markdown. In step 5, we're going to add titles and labels. Now keeping this same code, I'm going to copy all of this code. So highlight it, Control C to copy, and then come down here to this cell and Control V to paste. So we're keeping everything as is, but with this code, it only shows the colors. But now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and start creating the title and labels. So from here down, I've added a new code. You can see that I've titled this return versus non-return orders. I want the font size to be 17 and the font weight to be bold. I'm also renaming the X label to returned and the Y label to number of orders. So I'll go ahead and run this so we can compare. So now you see returned versus non-return orders. We now renamed our Y-axis number of orders and our X-axis returns. We can compare it to the one up here where it has just orders and returns and no title. So just by adding this code here, gives us the title and our X and Y axis labels. So a good visualization isn't just about making something colorful. The chart needs to be understandable without someone having to guess what they are looking at. So with the titles and the labels named correctly will help somebody read this visualization and understand it a lot better. So now we'll go to step 6. We'll add the values above the bars. We want to keep everything the same. So I'm going to highlight all of this code that we did before and paste it. And now what I want to do is I want to add this bottom part. You can see the AX I'm using that I created up here. So I'm using the AX.patches so I can loop through each individual bar and replace the value directly above it. So this also gives me more control over the number formatting. So now I'm going to go ahead and run this cell. Now you can see my labels. So 11,350 for no and 1,000 for yes. Now we can go back to our original question. So how many of our orders were returned compared with orders that were not returned? We can immediately see that one group is much larger than the other. And this is exactly why visualizations is useful. We could read the numbers from a table, but our eyes recognize differences in a bar height almost immediately. So this gives us new questions that we could investigate later. And that's how data analysis usually works. One question always leads to the next question. So now we answered the question, how many of our orders were returned compared to the orders that were not? And we didn't just create a chart. We started with the data first, prepared a basic visualization, then we customized it to make it much easier to read and understand. And in part 2, we're moving from counts to revenue and answering which product categories generate the most total revenue, and another colorful bar chart. So if you want to continue with me, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.